Welcome to This Week in Hell. I'm Professor Bond Ruggles, and I have all of the things you're just dying to know. This Week in Hell, I want to talk about the history of something we all love, vampires, right? Who doesn't love a good vampire tale? And vampires have certainly changed all throughout time. What they appeared like initially, from Bela Lugosi as Nosferatu, all the way through Twilight, True Blood, etc. We've seen vampires change. We've seen different takes on vampire stories. Anne Rice has brought us some vampire stories, right? We have our favorite 80s movies, us 80s kids, Gen Xers, we know them all, right? The Lost Boys, Fright Night, and the list goes on. And so where did we get this fascination with vampires? Where did this idea that we can be undead rather than just dead ever come from? And of course, it's going to be connected to the fact that we know now more than we ever knew previously. And when we didn't have Google at our fingertips, we had to try to explain things we didn't understand. Even today, it's commonplace for humans, when they don't understand something, to use their own minds to try to create a rational explanation of why this thing is happening, whatever that thing might be. And you see, there were illnesses, we didn't know what they were called. They didn't have their modern names. We didn't have the modern treatments. But what history suggests is that our first appearance of the word vampire came about in Eastern Europe way back in the 1600s. And over the course of time, that has expanded to include all kinds of variations. And will garlic or a cross repel them? Is it a silver bullet or a stake through the heart? Or do we need to behead them to actually end them? All of that comes from some of the historical discoveries we've made. People buried with cages over their tombs, which many thought was to say that we thought this person might have been a vampire. I actually think when you see it over the whole tomb, it's to prevent grave robbing, which was a real thing, particularly in the 1800s, as medicine is developing into the modern medicine that we know of today. Disease, right, and how our bodies behaved in disease times also plays into the idea of vampirism. Religion, of course, and what happens to our bodies after death. We see the first signs of vampire belief coming from this idea that the hair and the nails continued to grow. We know that's not happening at all. We know now that that's actually a shrinking, making those things appear longer. So it really is up to you on what version of the vampire you want to believe in. The one from Eastern European times, which came about way back when, that people thought you had to behead, bury upside down, and put a stake in the chest so that you would prevent them from ever being able to be undead again? Or are you more modern, where you believe that vampires are romantic and they sparkle in the sunlight? Whichever it is, it's neither right nor is it wrong. That's all I have for you this week on This Week in Hell. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.